Hi guys, this is Vitaly with AFT Dispatch and A2C Logistics, and in today's video, I wanted to have a conversation with you guys, especially the new guys out there, the old school veterans. You've been around carrier for a long time. Please, chime in the comment section, kind of go through there. There's probably going to be some questions from the newbies. Maybe you can help answer some of those questions and kind of point people in the right direction. I'll try to do the same as well, but I wanted to have a conversation with you guys about what I would do if I was starting a new trucking company today. And hopefully some of this will help. It's been over a decade that I've been in this industry, and I've learned, basically, I started from nothing, from zero. My knowledge was nowhere, and maybe one of these days I'll be able to dig up some of the stupid questions that I was asking in the forums, and the patience in people to actually respond to me and help me out. And I've also had some help along the way. Needless to say, guys, I'd love to cover this with you guys because I keep running into the same thing over and over again. I keep repeating myself like a broken record, right? And I just, I wanted to kind of go through this because it seems like a lot of folks, either have it completely wrong, or they just completely don't understand how business operates, how business works, how trucking works, what they need to be focusing on, what's important, what's not, what are the step-by-step things that you got to do in order to be able to actually have a chance and successfully get into the business and actually get through your first 30, 60, 90 days, 180 days, first year. That's a real big accomplishment. So that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. If you know everything about trucking, if you've done this, if it doesn't matter, then click off. Before you do, smash the like button, and the rest of you guys who just found us through YouTube recommendations and whatnot, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We produce a lot of informative content. We also produce weekly videos showing you guys the top loads for our customers, because we run a truck dispatch service, one of the oldest dispatch companies in the nation. We also lease out owner operators and have other types of trucking programs out there. So our information's in the corner. You can call or text that number or go to our website and get more information there. But guys, I wanted to speak with you primarily about what it is that that trucking is, right? Transportation of goods. But the problem that happens is people jump in and they put the horse or the cart before the horse, and they start to allow their emotions to run wild, basically, right? They get the whole idea, I'm gonna have 25 trucks, I'm gonna have 100 trucks, and this and this and this, and they have no plan. And I remember years ago when I was working out a sales floor, I remember learning a phrase, kind of a catchphrase, no one plans to fail, they simply fail to plan. And that's what I'm seeing. No one seems to be basically planning their business, planning their first 2-3 steps. What are they going to do? Like most people they pat themselves on the back for opening up an LLC. I mean, you could go to LegalZoom and they'll even put little arrow stickers on where they need your signature and where you need to fill something out. So it's stupid proof, right? So it's not much of an accomplishment. What you should be doing as a new carrier in this market is not opening a trucking company. But if you choose to open up a trucking company in today's market, this is middle of March of 2023, then I would say do it right. Go big or go home. That's just the way that it works. So assuming that you opened up your MC authority, right? You paid a $300 fee, got your DOT, got your MC number, and now it's sitting in unauthorized form, right? It's red at the top on Safer. So what you got to do is you got to get yourself insurance. Now, why are you getting insurance? You're getting insurance in order to activate your MC authority so that you are legally able to commence in, basically in a transportation business, right? So ultimately, that's what you're looking to accomplish, but at the same time, no one's going to work with you. And that's what should have happened in the first place. Before you bought your truck or all these things, you got to figure out, well, where's the money going to come from? Right? So I'm going to get the tools, but where are the deals going to come from? From load boards? Okay, let's call some brokers. Let's find out what they actually need. Because the first thing a broker is going to ask you for when you get on the phone with them is going to be your MC number. He's going to say, what's your MC? And he's going to type it in. He won't really talk with you about much about the load or anything whatsoever until he has your profile on his screen in front of him. And why he's doing that is because he wants to see, A, are you set up with me or not? If not, I'll set up a setup packet. And sometimes they won't. And B, have you been in business long enough? So most brokers, the way it used to be is they would not work with you for the first 30, 60, and 90 days, right? So in a power only market, we made videos about that. I'll leave a little card here. It's a dated video, but the premise of it is, is correct. Stay out of the power only market, especially during the winter, especially during hard market times like right now. It seems like it's common sense. Don't spend all your money on a truck and then skip out on the trailer. Figure out the trailer situation. Like, how were you planning on hauling freight, right? You need a trailer, so you didn't consider to getting a trailer, and then it's only the last minute that you go look for rentals, and then lo and behold, nobody's going to rent for you because you're too new in business and you don't have an active MC and you don't have any references. You have no one that that will vouch for you. So there are all these mistakes that are made from folks. So what I would do is I would open up my own MC authority. I'd make sure I get my truck situation figured out, at least something good picked out. Make sure you got your trailer. Find find someone who's going to rent you one, or better yet, purchase one, finance one if you can. Make sure that it's not older than 10 years old, by the way. If you do, you're going to run into lots of problems with brokers as well as shippers who simply will refuse to ship your load in that trailer. So keep that in mind as well. So now that you got that figured out, in many cases, if you don't have a truck, you want to make sure to get your MC authority activated anyway. Problem with that situation is that you can't do that until you have a truck, right? Policy has to be underwritten for your auto liability portion of your insurance policy. In that case, get yourself a $750,000 policy. You don't have to go to $1 million. Right now, your process is of aging your MC. Now, about aging the MC, you want to make sure to age your MC at least 30 days, right? That's with a trailer. Because the way that the industry works is if you have a trailer, they're willing to give you loads. But if you're a power only, you don't have a trailer, they're not willing to give you loads till you're about 90 days. Now, here's the kicker. It's worse now because what I just described was in the past. A lot of brokers are switching over now and they're willing to work with you, but they won't give you a trailer till you're 6 months in business. They won't give you any loads till you're 6 months in business. Some of them are going as far as a year. You're going to have a real hard time. You're going to have a real uphill battle. Equipment's expensive. No one wants to work with you. Insurance is expensive. Fuel is expensive. You don't have the fuel cards all figured out. Your factoring's an additional cost, and maybe you got screwed by some company that kind of promised you the moon, and you ended up signing on with something terrible. That happens usually with new carriers because they're very trusting people, and this is a very dirty industry, and so a lot of people will prey on you, and you have to be really, really careful. But now what you can do is actually go to the FMCSA, and if you got a truck, like a pickup truck, for example, you can say, hey, I'm starting out an LTL company, I'm starting out a hotshot company, right? And the requirements, the federal requirements are exactly the same. So you put that on a commercial policy, and hey, your MC is now aging, and you don't even have a semi. Now you got to figure out how to get your semi, of course, and hopefully you got that taken care of, because you need a semi to pull a semi trailer that you're hopefully going to be able to rent or purchase at some time in the future. But at least your MC is aging. Now what I would do is I would actually go and I would call the tally, and I would ask him and say, hey, listen, I've seen this video, and in this video you said that you have some information you can send me that will help me get the permits that I'll need that are in addition to my IRP cab card and IFTA sticker, because everybody thinks that since they put all 48 states in there, they can go wherever they want. So you don't really think that if you just put Canada on there, you could just go into Canada, right? Because it doesn't work that way. Same thing elsewhere. So let's jump in. This is an email that I can send you. It'll have a different name, but ultimately what it was is I wrote this email many years ago helping a gentleman, and I helped this gentleman and typed in this information to help him out, and I realized that it was really, really useful and I should probably save it, and that's what I did. I've been sending the same email for years and years and years. What this will help you do is get your Kentucky weight distance, I don't know why it says weight dispatch, maybe that is the name of it. This email was written years ago. New Mexico, your New York registration, it will explain the little trick through Oscar and how you have to have a 0 if you're an out-of-state carrier, that in 10 years New York still hasn't chosen to update that information, or at least glean that information, and even a little hint to the registrant or whoever that is. Anyway, Oregon permits, bond information. I give you a little tip on how to get your Oregon permit, your annual permit at no cost, and how you can save on the bond. So that information's there, and and I'll probably make another video like on a chart so I can show you guys exactly how that works. And then here at the bottom, super important for new companies, is your DOT audit checklist. I just throw that as a bonus, like the cherry on top. And what this is a 4-page PDF of all the questions that DOT is going to ask you for your new entrant audit. Okay, let's see. If I click around, there's your 2-page, 2nd page, 3rd page, 4th page. A ton of questions, and you have your 0 to 22 points, satisfactory. Next is confidential, then unsatisfactory. Let me put it this way. This is going to be the most important audit you're going to go. It's only going to happen one time. You want to get a satisfactory, you want to get clean bill of sale, pass flying colors, however you want to, refer to it. You got to get clean, satisfactory, and this will help. So this will actually give you the questions that they're going to be in the sections they're going to be looking at. It also has points. Once you print this out, you'll be able to see it. Why you have the little point system here is that they will actually, this is all graded on a point system, and so you'll know which ones are important because they have more points. So what you want to do is you want to tackle those. Most DOTs are going to let you go. Most DOTs are going to basically say this guy's serious. He's got most of the stuff in there. His drug consortium's in place. His ELDs look good. His hours of service, he's following through. He seems to understand. He's got his driver file. And by the way, driver file, let me see if I can find out here for you, because it's just a Google search away. Oh, look at that. Driver qualification file checklist. Guess what this is? This is one of the top things that they're going to be looking at when you're going through your audit. And this right here tells you exactly everything that you need and where to read about it and where to get it. And guess what? If you run a search, the FMCSA actually provides this information, your driver file with everything you need at no cost for free as a PDF doc. Literally, that they provide you this information at no cost. Literally, could just stick your name on there. You don't even have to. Like, it has all the sections for free. And there's companies out there that they sell the driver packet for, whatever, $99.99 or whatever, right? It's a free thing. It's a completely 100% free thing that's provided. That's a requirement, and the FMCSA, the US DOT, gives you the actual template for free so you can comply with the rules that they've set forth, right? And there's companies selling it to you guys, and you guys are giving them your credit card and buying it. It's free. Anyway, there's a lot of this kind of stuff going on, and it's really heartbreaking, guys. It's really, really heartbreaking. So now you set up your LLC, you got your MC aging, whether you called yourself a hotshot because you have a pickup that you put under your commercial policy, but you gotta age your MC and you gotta have your US DOT. Get your permits. See if I can find that. I must have closed that email. There it is. So get your permits figured out. Get your factoring figured out. Get your fuel card figured out. Get set up with brokers that are gonna be willing to work with you. There are brokers to this day that will work with you at 0 days. Yep. There are brokers to this day that will work with you at up to 30 days. 0 to 30 or 30 plus days, 60 plus days, 6 months and older. Get set up with them. Get it done. Figure out the actual agreements. Figure out who's got quick pays. Figure out if, the differences between recourse and non-recourse fact. Figure out how the fuel cards and the scheduling on that works. Get your ComData account figured out. Get your KYU stickers, because it's the only states that's going to require you to actually have decals that are plastered on the side of your truck. The other ones don't. Oh, here's a pro tip. Your HUD permit, the quality of the sticker sucks. It's sucked for about a decade, if not longer, at this point. They haven't changed the material, okay? Take that HUD sticker, put it on your bumper, or wherever you're going to put it, and put some clear tape over it. Because the first time you go through a truck wash, half that sticker is going to come up. And the second time, the other half is going to come up. And you're going to lose it, and you're going to wait. But by the time you find out, it's probably when you get pulled in New York. They're going to do an inspection on you. Hopefully you pass that inspection. So just, save yourself the hassle and just put some tape on it. There you go. Pro tip, we're here for you. Guys, the bottom line is this. There's so much you guys have to do when you first start, before you even drive your first mile. That's just how it works. You have to get it done. So don't try to just jump in and let's go make money. You know how many people call me that, all right, well, I got my LLC and I got my truck. Okay, what else you got? No, nothing. I have the willingness to work. And then, of course, those are the same guys who tell me they won't go here, they won't go there, they won't go here, and they won't go here. And then we're just stuck with the Midwest a little bit and just circle them around there for 5 days and bring them home as like an Uber driver. So the fact of the matter is, guys, you gotta have the willingness to work. You gotta have all your ducks in a row. Gotta age your MC. You gotta understand that you're entering the market at some of the lowest points with as much uncertainty as we've seen and haven't seen in a very, very long time. Look at the markets. Look at just Monday, yesterday. Look what happened in the markets. Look at the bank's failures. Look at our just logistical situation, our supply chain, and all the issues. Look at our economics, the economic situation in the United States, right? Our economy. Look at the base rates for the federal government and what's going on there. Look at the bank failures with SVB and basically everything that's been going on. Look at Signature Bank and potential Republic One and things like that. I mean, there is so much going on that anything could go under, everything go under. And you're trying to start a business at this time in one of the toughest industries with razor thin profit margins, and basically at a time when the market is in the crapper and you're going to have the highest operating costs than at any other time in your trucking career is when you're going to be starting out, because everything's going to cost more, is going to be harder to get to, and you're going to have to pay more of the stupid tax, and stupid tax is basically when you don't know and you have to learn in the process. You're paying the stupid tax. When you pay into that stupid fund, you end up actually earning interest, right? So that's kind of where the returns start coming in. And I paid a lot in stupid tax, guys. I paid a lot in stupid tax, and I just want to be able to help you guys out. If you guys need help with getting these permits, now this, like I said, this email is a little older, so I don't have Connecticut. I think I will update it. Maybe I'll turn this into something useful, like something more useful, like a PDF, and I'll just give it out or something like that. But so far, it's been super easy. Give me your info, I'll shoot you an email, and then bam, you have it. It's the same thing with with all your IFTAs. Like, understand why IFTA's in place and why IRP is, like International Registration Plan. Why is IFTA in place? Why do you have to pay for all those things? And why is it that like Oregon doesn't comply with IFTA and like basically IRP regulations? And how is it that other states like New York have their own mileage tax? And like why is this even happening? And who are you paying? And why are you paying? And how the benefit of having those permits is going to actually get you in place. Like, think about it. If you have a permit, that means you can do business with that state. If a lot of people don't want to go through the process of setting up a permit, that means that you have more of a they have a liability, and and you're actually able to do business with that state. That means that you could ask for more money. I mean, just think at the situation. You're on the phone with a broker and he needs to go to a state that requires a permit. Hey guy, you got me. I got the permit. Sure, it'll just cost you. Or you can get off the phone, which I'm completely fine with, but you're gonna have to go back fishing and find another carrier who's got the permit. Find someone who's willing to go to, into New York, right? And by the way, upstate New York, it's not the same as New York City. Please, guys, get that out of your head. You can make a ton of money with New York. Going in, going out. Permit state, right? Permit state means that you can make good money going in and going out. Upstate New York has a lot of good manufacturing in terms of Dannon and dairy and cheese and meat and poultry, that kind of stuff, produce and all sorts of stuff. And you need a permit to get in and get out. Oregon, similarly, have a bond, set it up. Like I said, I'll make another video about this, and hopefully I'll just update this and leave a little card in the corner so that you guys can see that video when it does come out. But I want to take some extra time on that one. So guys, it's just simple. Either jump in and do things right and leave all the childish, thought process behind, or don't jump in. Just don't do it. Stay out. Do whatever else you're doing that you're better at, because you're trying to get into a very difficult business. One of the most highly regulated businesses that's out there. You're getting into a business where everyone is going to be smarter than you, more experienced than you. And that's all it is. I remember telling my brother when we were first starting out and a year or two would pass, 3 or 4 years would pass, and I would constantly come back and explain to him that, listen, when we started, we knew next to nothing. Now, he knew more than me because he was already a trucker and he had, as a company driver position and things like that. And so he had experience. I had zero. My thing was a business degree education. That's all it was, going to college. It teaches you nothing. But, but the thing is, nothing will prepare you for this. So you have to understand that as time goes by, you're going to become smarter than the rest. And so what's going to happen is over a long period of time, like 10, 15, 20 years, you're going to be smarter than the majority of those people. You're going to be smarter in terms of more experience, you're going to be able to accomplish more than a lot of these guys. And you're going to know faster, and you're going to know ways to get around things and what's really going on, the things that you couldn't imagine right now. Right now, you're paying the majority that stupid tax. Our learning curve is like an amortization schedule on a mortgage, or a car loan or something, or your truck loan. If you look at the amortization schedule, what you'll actually see on the table is that the majority of your interest that you're paying, we'll call that stupid tax, is at the beginning of the loan. And as you come closer to the maturity of a loan, you pay, very small amount of interest. The majority goes towards principal, right? And so the point is, it's very, very simple. You're going to pay a lot more stupid tax. You're going to learn, hopefully. Some people don't learn, and you're going to become better. And then other guys are going to enter the industry, and they're going to know less than you. Brokers will know less than you in time. You're going to be eating these brokers, like, you're going to become the shark, having lunch on these brokers. You're going to be able to freely communicate with different trucking other companies, or with other manufacturing facilities, direct freight. You're going to be able to approach people. They're going to get the impression that this guy knows what he's talking about. But right now, it's time for you to chill out and think about it and decide on what you got to do. Write a little plan. Figure out your operating costs. Figure out how much this business is going to cost you. What does it cost if the truck is just sitting? What does it cost if it's moving, right? Figure out what expenses are actual business expenses. A lot of people get into a business, because I did so and so and I was sitting in a truck, then it's a business expense. That's not how it works. The IRS will disagree. Your CPA may disagree. There are lots of things that are not business expenses that a lot of truckers just write off as business expenses. They are not. So if I was new and getting into the trucking industry right now, I would definitely do at least a rough sketch of a business plan. Now, I used to do like legit 100-page business plans, right? You don't need to. You really don't need to, unless you're just crazy like me, okay? But at least have a general idea what your operating costs are, then start looking for your revenue sources. If I go in this direction at the average rate today, is that going to cover my operating costs? Yes? Hallelujah. That's already fantastic. No? Okay, well, how much am I going to lose? Okay, if I do this, what can I expect, right? And how long can I lose this much money on a monthly basis and still stay afloat, hoping for the market to change? Maybe you'll just decide not to get into the business because the numbers are going to tell you that, it's probably a bad idea, friend. And you're going to say, oh man, I'm so glad I did this because I just didn't lose $35,000, $40,000 in just operating costs and ruin my credit because I have a truck on my personal name and a trailer and insurance and a bunch of other accounts. And now I have this business that I opened up that I got to close down and do taxes on and all of these expenses plus all the headaches. And now I'm broke and in debt. Wow, I just saved myself so much hassle, right? But people don't seem to do that. They buy the truck, they open an LLC and they say, all right, let's go make money. It doesn't work that way. way, guys, I'm not making fun of you. I promise I'm not making fun of you guys. Not at all. It doesn't work that way. What you want to do is do it smart. If you got questions, call me. Feel free. I'll take the time. We'll go through it, take some notes, and that'll be your homework, and you just go and you do the stuff. And so the truth is that if you do things systematically and you do your research and you think about what you're doing, why you're doing, are you going to last? A lot of people jumped into the industry because the market was hot, you know, a year and a half ago, a year ago, right? But now is the tough time. And truckers that have been in business for a long time, they've gone through like waves like this of good and bad markets. So the question is, are you only into this on a short-term basis to make the money like the California gold rush? Everybody rushed, you know, with their pickaxes and try to make, you know, find gold. Well, sometimes there's no gold or the gold runs out, right? So that's what it is now. But if you wait long enough, then the markets are going to, you know, bounce back. This is the reason why we're in a crapper right now, because a lot of guys just did that. You know, they didn't do any due diligence. They just jumped in both feet first, right? They financed a bunch of expensive equipment at a high rate with super high insurance premiums on a very large value loan. Jumped in and bam, the market just dissipated. And now they're just like, but what now? You know? And what now is they end before they get a chance to start. It's a tough situation, folks. But ultimately, what it comes down to is you have to be systematic in your approach of getting this business off the ground. The hardest time is during a tough market at the beginning when you're first starting out. Right now, you would have both of those options, right? So you have your work cut out for you. You absolutely do. You have plenty of things that you need to be working out on. And here's, I guess, a little plug for our services, right? If you don't want to do any of that, what I just described, you don't want to become a carrier, and you have at least a couple years of, you know, verifiable OTR CDL experience, you have a pretty clean driving record, your MVR is pretty clean, you have a good PSP, you want to work hard, you got a truck, you just don't want to run a trucking company, we lease on owner ops, okay? Really fair program, low cost, no bells and whistles, but you still work with the same dispatchers that we make our weekly videos with, very experienced guys in what they're doing, and you don't have to run a trucking company, and the cut to us for the service is really fair. So 801-448-6363, call or text that number, go to our website at aftdispatch.com. And got any questions? Again, guys, I know it's a long video, but still, if you stuck around, good for you guys. Awesome. Thank you for doing that. Please don't forget to smash the like button and, you know, comments in the comment section below so we can kind of start a discussion there. But guys, I just want to help you guys out. That's it. I have just so many phone calls from people that come in and they're just like, they're full of glee and they're ready because they got their LLC. Okay, woohoo, awesome. Congratulations. But that's 0.1% of the work. So now let's start working. All right. Again, questions, comments, and concerns, leave them in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, hit the notification bell, give us a call or text us 801-448-6363 or go to our website at aftdispatch.com. And I'll see you guys soon. Take care.